for kindness. Tarot for kindness. What does that mean? It means me, Madam Pamita, is doing readings for you, all of you out there. $10 per card, super reasonable. You can get a 1 card reading and check in about something, 3 card reading, super reasonable prices. And you can, 100% of your payment that you make for these readings goes to feed seniors in Ukraine. My friend Ivan Sabotin, who hasn't, I wonder where he is. I sent him an email with the link. Maybe he needs another message. I'll send him another message. Anyway, he joins me here usually, and we talk about what's going on. He's the one that feeds the seniors in Ukraine. I am the one that raises the money so he can buy groceries. I'm not the only one. He has lots of donors, including some of you guys who have also been so kind as to donate money. If you would like to donate, you can make a donation through Venmo. You can make a donation through PayPal. You can make a donation through, I think those are the two. Oh, if you're on YouTube, you can make a donation through the little $sign below. It's like the super like, or I think it used to be called super like. I don't know. Love Witch is in the background producing this show. Love Witch, what is it called again? Super chat. That's close. Super chat. You can make a donation there. And you donate $10 per card. Ask a question if you want to ask a question. Hi, John Paul. It's great to see you. Wonderful to see you. John Paul, you've been so wonderful. Almost every week you've been here with us and getting readings and making donations and helping these seniors in Ukraine. In Ukraine, $40 buys about 2 weeks of groceries, basic groceries for these seniors. A lot of these seniors are really struggling because not only they have tiny pensions, but they have to pay rent and for medicine, and the pension does not cover everything. So they're having to make difficult choices like, do I buy my medicine or do I buy food? And we've had stories, if you've been here with us before, about seniors who have been actually literally begging for a loaf of bread. And Ivan and his wife Yulia have and his small team of people have taken these seniors on, and he buys a couple weeks of groceries for them so they can stretch out the little money that they have. Now, some people might think, well, why don't they leave you? They're vulnerable. They can't fight in the war. Why don't they leave Ukraine? But they can't leave Ukraine because they have some of them are actually not even mobile, that they could move or could go to someplace else while the war is raging. They're immobilized or they're having disability and they can't get out. But even if they could get out, what would they do when they landed in this country where they're a refugee? They have no way of supporting themselves because some are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. They have no way that they could be working or doing anything. So they have to stay put, and staying put in these war-torn areas. Most of the seniors that Ivan buys the groceries for are either in Kyiv, where he is, or in Zaporizhia, which is right in the middle of the eastern part where the war is going on and bombing is happening all the time. Bombing is happening in Kyiv as well. So this is the way we can support these wonderful, beautiful, vulnerable seniors who need our help. And this is a way you can help Ukraine, help support Ukraine, and get a reading from me at the same time. Win-win for everybody. So I love that. And that's what I love about this. So if you make a donation, go into the chat wherever you are. If you're on YouTube or Facebook or X, as it's now called. I can't even say Twitter anymore. The artist formerly known as Twitter. If any of you guys are still over there, you might be seeing this. Go ahead and put in the chat what donation you made and where, and what your question is for the reading. So you can ask a question about anything. It's great for a little check-in. We've got a new month coming up. August is coming soon. You might want to do a check-in, just a general reading to see about what's going to happen in August. You might want to look at a situation that's going on in your life. You have a question like, what do I need to know about this? I'm trying to get a new job, and what would help me get this new job? Or, I'm in a relationship and something is a little bit off. What's going on in this relationship? So we can look at anything. Where is something headed? I often think of tarot being like a Google Maps or Waze, right? It shows us where we can go. to find the best outcomes, right? Waze or Google Maps doesn't make you go that way. You don't have to go that way, but it shows us what's up ahead. It shows us if there's a traffic jam on the freeway. It shows us if we should take the surface streets. It shows us the fastest path to get somewhere. And tarot is just like that. It can show us the way to get to our goals. So maybe you have a question like, I want to achieve this success in some area of my life. What do I need to know to get to that success? Or what path should I take to get to that success? That could be another reading that you could ask. So, really, readings can be about relationship or family or health or money, finances, or career, or anything that you are interested in. Really, what's going on in your life? What are you curious about? Um, Oh, Vivian says, I'm still awake. I thought you started at 11. I start at 10. It's at 10 o'clock every Wednesday, 10 o'clock. So 10 to usually 11 or 12 your time in the East Coast, East Coasters. Like the Love Witch, our producer, the Love Witch, the big producer, Buchanan. She says she's going to add that to her resume. Producer of many things, but also producer of my Tarot for Kindness and producer of our Magical Mystery Marketplace. You guys, the Magical Mystery Marketplace, if you have not been, it goes off. It is so much fun. It is witchy QVC. We totally interact with you. We ask you questions, you chat with us. It's really fun. That happens on Sundays, right after the live magic Q&A at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, a little bit earlier than this, 1 hour earlier than this, but on the Sundays. We're going to have one this Sunday, and our guest is going to be the Love Witch. Buchanan is going to be my guest, and we're going to be talking about tea leaf reading magic. We also give great discounts. We have products that we feature. We give you an awesome discount on it. Love Witch is saying, I can't wait. Oh, I know, that's great. I can't wait either. Love Witch will be wearing two hats, producing and being a guest on the show. So you got to give her kudos for multitasking. I think that's pretty good. So we'll be doing that this Sunday. If you are wanting some fun after the live magic Q&A, you can pop over here onto YouTube, Facebook, or X. Two hats and a tiara. Of course, a fancy Vivian Westwood tiara. I was with you when you got that tiara. So it's a beautiful one too. Maybe you should wear it for the thing. Now we've talked about it. You need to wear the tiara when you come on the show. Be gorgeous and beautiful. I'll dress up if you dress up. How's that? I don't normally dress up too much. I'm a low maintenance kind of witch, but I will dress up with my friends. So, okay, it's a deal. I just made it a deal. You're going to wear your tiara and I'm going to wear a fancy something or other. If you'd like a reading, we're doing tarot readings for donations, a donation of $10 per card. Hi, Mary. Oh, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here. You can sit and watch. Everyone can watch. It's so much fun to watch and see what other people's readings are. But if you would like to have a reading from me, it's $10 per card. One card reading, $10, two card reading, $20, three card reading, $30, and so on. I mean, we could do 5 card reading, 10 card reading, whatever you're able to donate. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to help Ukrainian seniors. I don't keep any of the money. In fact, with all these pay systems, they take their cut and I add in the cut. I add in, like, if they take $1 off for their fees and all whatnot, I add that dollar in. So you get a full $10 going to the seniors in Ukraine to feed them. Thank you so much for joining me here, whether you're joining me on YouTube or on X or on Facebook. I'm happy to see you. And I want to do a reading for you. So make a donation through Venmo, PayPal, or if you're on YouTube, you can make it through Super Chat. Make a donation, $10 per card, and we can take a look at what's up ahead for you. It could be, like I was saying before, it can be like, how do I get to this thing? Or what's coming up for me in August? Or what's going on with my relationship? All the questions we can ask. This is your opportunity. And it's a great reading for you to get if you're just wanting to do a quick check-in. You want to see what's going on. We can have a great time together. What else do I have going on? I'm going to talk about some things while we're waiting for those donations to come in. I'll talk about a couple of the things that are going on. One of them is the coven. Are you part of the coven? Are you in my inner circle? Well, you can join my coven. You can join my coven. Would you like to make magic with me? Join my coven. If you join the coven, I'm going to put the link up. Yeah, coven.vip. I'm going to show that here for just a second. You can join the coven by clicking that QR code you see up on your screen right to my left. If you look at that QR code, it'll take you over to the same place, that coven.vip, which is to my Patreon. This is my Patreon. It's a way for you and I to connect in fun ways, in magical ways, and really for you to make your spiritual practice, your magical practice, your witchcraft practice a bigger part of your life. You know, one of the things I espouse is making magic every day. Every day can be magical. Every day should be magical, right? We should be really in that flow of magic every day. And if you find that your magic has gotten a little humdrum, or you're forgetting to do it, or you're even not sure what you should be doing in your practice, well, this is the place to come. It's the coven. We have so many fun perks in this coven. I wanted, my wonderful friend Buchanan and I came up with this. Buchanan was like, we should do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. But if we do this, I really want to make it very valuable. I want it not just like, hey, buy me a coffee. That's fine. But I actually want to make it of value to you. So that if you're part of my coven, not only do you get lots of touch points with me, but you get a lot of perks and extras. That was really important to me to make that. So Buchanan and I brainstormed and we came up with some great ideas. And so we have tons of perks and new ones coming all the time. In fact, we have a new one coming. Buchanan, I have to talk to you about that. We have to talk about the new one coming in August. For the VIP level, there's going to be a new perk coming in, and it's an amazing one. So anyway, we have different levels, everything from basic witch to good witch to wicked witch to supreme witch and VIP witch, all different levels. And each of those levels have different perks. And depending on what is important to you, you can get the level, and each level stacks, by the way. So everything that the good witches get, everything that the basic witches get, plus their thing. I mean, I think you guys know how Patreon works. So you just keep stacking those benefits and stacking those wonderful things that you can participate in. We have great things like we have a monthly group spell service, which I'm getting ready to do on August 1st. So if you get in before August 1st, you can be part of the monthly group spell service. And this is a spell that you can send me what it is that you'd like to work on for the month of August, what intention you'd like to set for the month of August. And I do a little custom candle for you. And then we surround it. We have a master candle, and we have all these little custom candles that we have for each of the members at the VIP and Supreme Witch level. They get to all participate. I think, yeah, VIP and Supreme Witches are involved in that. And I dress and bless a candle just for you, part of our group spell service. It's super adorable and cute. That will be on August 1st. So if you want to participate in that, you need to get in the coven before, like now, because I'm collecting all this information about what you guys are wanting. But if you don't know what you want, or you forget to do it, don't worry, because you will still be involved in the group spell service, because I do a general blessing for the month for you. Everybody wants blessings, so we do a general blessings for the month of August for you, unless you have a specific intention, and then I make it for that intention. It's a beautiful way to work. Another thing we have the Spirit Speakeasy, which is the first Sunday of the month before I do my witchcraft workshop class, which, by the way, is a phenomenal one. This is a brand new class that I've never taught before. It's called Mastering the Pendulum for Divination, Spirit Contact, and More. If you are only using your pendulum for yes, no questions, you are only hitting the tip of the iceberg on what you can use your pendulum for in your magical practice. You could do it for spells, for contacting spirits, for doing healing diagnosis, for seeing what is healthy for you or what isn't healthy for you. There's all kinds of things. And we're going to be going over many, many, many different ways that you can use your pendulum in your magical practice. That is coming on August 6th. But that starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on August 6th. But before that, at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we have what's called the Spirit Speakeasy. And coven members, I think at the Good Witch level and higher, get to be part of the Spirit Speakeasy, which is a private Zoom meeting. It's a meeting, not a webinar. So you can turn on your camera if you want. When you come in, your camera's off and your mic's off. But if you want to turn them on, you can. And we talk about our magical practice, and I answer any questions that you have about the magic or what you should do for a spell or recommendations or anything like that. It's this wonderful coven gathering that we have on the first Sunday of the month for an hour before the first Sunday's Witchcraft Workshop. Another benefit that you get that you will want to get in, if you get in before this Sunday, you will be able to participate in this, which is called the Tarot Salon. And the Tarot Salon is me pulling a card for you for the month ahead. That's happening this Sunday. So if you want to be a part of this one to find out what's coming up ahead. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, Love Witch is telling me that some people have made donations. Thank you so much, you guys. Anyway, so that is happening on this Sunday. So if you want to be a part of that tarot card pull, then you want to get in at I think it's the Wicked Witch level and higher, get part of that tarot salon. It's called the Tarot Salon. So there's so many benefits. I mean, there's free workshops. I give free workshops. I give like the on-demand workshops. We have all kinds of fun things. I mean, there's great things there. Discounts. You get a special discount at the Wednesday Magical Mystery Wednesday. The Sunday Magical Mystery Marketplace. I am bonkers. I don't even know what day of the week it is. All right. So we've got 3 readings here. So let's talk about that. We've got Jen B has a 3-card reading. John Paul has a 2-card reading, and Vivian has a 3-card reading. Thanks so much, you guys. All right. So thank you for the question. So with my question, so Jen, do you want to write your question in here on the chat? It would be helpful if you did. Otherwise, I have to take, if you guys write your question in the chat, would be so great. And I'll tell you why. Because I see your things. Thank you so much, you guys. Also, oh yeah. Okay, Jem. I'm getting it. Don't worry. Okay. I'm going on vacation with my extended family next week. Last year, there was a bunch of drama. Looking for some guidance or insight for next week. Okay, this is a great question. Thank you, Jen. And the rest of you, if you want to type your questions into chat while we're doing this, that would be so helpful. And then Love Witch can just put it up on the screen. Love Witch is Buchanan, by the way. All right, let's take a look at your vacation. What does Jen need to know about her vacation? Okay, here's what I see. First card that I pulled is the 8 of Pentacles. This is a really interesting card to show up because this card to me, oftentimes, the literal meaning of this is like working at something, building something. Oftentimes it has to do with like building money, like building your fortune, working hard and practicing something and getting better and better at it. And then you start to build your fortune, right? That's the literal meaning of this card. But when I see this card show up in questions of relationship, and I mean questions of romantic relationships, family relationships, work relationships, and so on, it often means working on the relationships. So I think that this trip is actually going to be an opportunity for you, Jen, to be looking at working on your relationship with your family. Now, I don't think you have to be the therapist for other members of the family and what's going on with them, but you can be a good advisor if people come to you saying, hey, I'm having this problem with so-and-so, and how do I, what do I do? Or what do I think? I think you and your relationships with the family members can also have some positive growth. Now it's going to take, one of the aspects of the 8 of Pentacles is it's about doing something over and over and over and over again until you get to like your expertise, right? So I think there's some aspect of this, like it's not going to be a one and done thing with your family, but I do think you can make some inroads to some healthier behaviors and healthier relationships, interpersonal relationships with your family. Now, if you are the one that's like outside of it all, I think there's a little bit of that, like you're not involved in the drama, but you're watching all the drama, because I see here the high priestess. High priestess keeps to herself. So that's why I get the sense that for you, Jen, you are like observing it all. You're not involved in the drama, but it's painful to watch drama going on in your home, even if you're not directly involved in the drama. Then people start triangulating or saying, like, are you on my side or their side, and all of that other stuff, even if you're not involved in all at all. So what I would say here for you is during this vacation, um, while you are going to be able to make some positive baby steps toward better relationships with your family and even help them make some positive baby steps, I think that's how you have to view it. It doesn't, I'm not seeing here any drama per se, but I'm also seeing that it's like working on the relationship. So it people have their emotions, people have their feeling, people have their agendas, people have their old baggage from what happened last year, or, all of that stuff. But I think there can be some real healing that happens, but it's just going to be baby steps. It's baby steps. Don't expect a miracle that everybody's going to be like a TV family. Jen says this makes a lot of sense. So just, I think one of the things about baby steps issues in general is that we need to give ourselves credit for those, or acknowledge, let's say, not give ourselves credit, but acknowledge those small incremental improvements. And so maybe even a message for you, Jen, is to tell your family, like, if they're having better boundaries, let's just say an issue is boundaries, and this time around they're doing a little bit better, they're getting along a little bit more. I think you can really help support that and feed that by saying, acknowledging those baby steps. Oh my gosh, it looks like you're really drawing some good boundaries with Aunt Gertrude. Or I see how you're being a lot nicer to Uncle Fester. It's the first thing that came to my mind. I don't think you have an Uncle Fester, but it's like, I think that you can, acknowledge those things to kind of reinforce those things. And sometimes being seen is a very affirming thing for people, like that they're trying. So I think that there'll be some trying there. But I also think that for you, you need to also be able to have a place that you can retreat. Like if you're all in one house, or if you're all like camping together or doing something where you're together, where is your place that you can chill out? Where is there a place that you can remove yourself? If it's a cafe, go to a cafe. If it's going for a hike, go for a hike. Depending on what kind of vacation you're having, find a place that you can get away, sneak away. Maybe you and your partner, or you and your best family friend, or whoever can go back there, and you can just sort of retreat away from all of it if it gets a little hairy. But I think that's an important plan to have in mind too, is a place to retreat to. Lastly, I see Four of Cups, and Four of Cups in this question is like, is kind of like a bit of pessimism. It's noticing the cups that are empty and missing the cup that's full. So it's like glass half full, glass half empty. If you can bring glass half full energy to the family, I think in acknowledging, going back to that thing about acknowledging the improvements, acknowledging what they're doing right, noticing it even for yourself, to say, yes, I know they have so far to go to be functional or non-dramatic or whatever, but look at the improvement that has been made. And so it's not only just to acknowledge it for them, but to acknowledge it for yourself, so you don't get frustrated at their shenanigans. Look for the improvements. Look for the glass half full. Look for those things. Yes, my husband and I have a separate bunkhouse, which I agree is important. Yeah, bring a book to read, so you can go, oh, I'm gonna go read for a little or something like that. Or, if you're gonna, you can go for a hike. It sounds like if you're in a bunkhouse, you're out in nature. You and your husband can go for a hike. You know what I mean? There's lots of things that you can do. And then you're just like, oh, I'm tired. I think I'm going to go to bed now. If things start getting hairy or anything like that, I think that having that is really important. That little retreat, that little escape capsule that you can go to. But also, to try your best to acknowledge their improvements, and also for yourself, acknowledge the improvements that they have made, because I think that's going to really help make it pleasant for you. Honestly, we can look very pessimistically at something like, oh my God, they're so crazy. But if we say, oh, you know what, though, Aunt Mildred is doing better. She's not saying crazy things anymore, or she's not picking fights with somebody or whatever else it is that's going on. I think that can be, and acknowledging them, those things to them, I think would be very good too. So I don't see big drama. That's the good news. And I see incremental improvements, and that's good too. So I think there's going to be some little wins here, as we look at this whole scenario. And as long as you have that place that you and your husband can retreat to, get a good book to read and say, I'm going to read my book for a while. That's what I would do. I'd bring a bunch of fun summer reads, fun biographies or fiction or things like that you can just relax and get caught up on your reading. That's a fun part about vacation too. Get that time to do those fun things. All right. Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate you so much. Oh, John Paul, thank you so much. I went to see today at the wine shop. I gave him my card with my phone number on the back. We had a nice conversation. I made lots of eye contact with him. Before I left, I took his hand and shook it. I love that. Yeah. So you've opened the door, John Paul. I love this so much. I got butterflies talking with him. I mean, I think there's some real potential in this. I used a spiritual oil similar to lavender love drops before I went to see him. I love that. I think this is perfect. You open the door and now, he's got your number. You want to keep in touch. You have this common interest, so yeah. So let's see. All right. So do you want to see what's on the horizon for this now that you've taken that action? I'm guessing that's what you want to take a look at, is where things are potentially going with this. It sounds like that's your question. So I'll shuffle the cards while I get a yes or no or something different that you want to look at. Yeah, tell me what you want to know. It sounds great. I'm so proud of you. It's really good. Big step. Big step. Oh, Jen, thank you so much. Yeah, I think you're going to. Okay, great. All right, John Paul. We'll look at what's going on here. All righty. Thank you so much for your donations, Jen, John Paul, Vivian. Thank you, guys. Anyone else that wants to make a donation, you can do so on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, you'll have Super Chat over there. Thank you so much. And like and subscribe to whatever streaming thing you're looking on right now. Okay, let's take a look. Ah, sweet. Okay. It's the beginning of something really beautiful and really good. I love this. So 7 of Pentacles shows up. So 7 of Pentacles shows a gardener. He's looking at his big, lush, very healthy bush there, very healthy vine there. And it's got these 7 gold coins on it, right? So what this represents is a couple of things in terms of your relationship. It talks about the idea of something growing. Like think about a plant. It grows and grows and grows, and then it gets flowers and it gets fruits or vegetables. You have this wonderful process, but we don't rush the process, right? In fact, what the good gardener does is he tends to the plant or the garden. He tends to it, right? So that's like, what can you give to this relationship? Well, the shop where you normally see him is going to close. So you can see him maybe before he goes, before the shop closes again. He's got your number. So there's a way for you to keep in touch. I don't know if he's on social media, you're on social media. That could have been something that was shared, or if you go in before you go, that could be something. I think you've done enough, though. I don't think you need to do any more. The other thing is, it's like tending to something and being patient with something. So like a gardener would water the plant, put in the seed, and then water the ground. Remember Harold and the Purple Crayon? Is that the one? He has a carrot and he waters and waters and waters that seed, and then finally it sprouts. Anyway, I'm mixing it up with 2 different stories from my young childhood, I think. Anyway, point of that is you water something, and eventually something's going to sprout from it. Then you have to tend to it, but be patient with it. You don't need to rush into anything. This is this is going to grow at its own pace. So allow it to open up and grow at its own pace. It's a very sweet thing, and it can be very, very fulfilling. Oh, what gave me butterflies was he mentioned he likes to let his kava warm up so the bubbles become more elegant in the glass. I love that. You guys are real kava aficionados. I mean, this is like your shared passion, and it's such a great thing, and a great thing to start a relationship on, which is to, like, have a common interest, something to talk about, something to share, something you like, you learn something. I mean, there's so many things that you guys can share, new finds, like, oh, I discovered this new kava that I love so much. It's great. It's by this little winery in, I don't know, Piedmont or something, something like that. So I think this is a wonderful relationship. You just have to be patient, let it grow. It's going to take its time, but it is going to grow. This is a very positive card for this relationship. Also, we have this one that we just saw before, the Eight of Pentacles. So we have 7 and 8 of Pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles in this context obviously is not about the same thing that it means for Jen, but it does mean, again, like spending time together will grow the relationship. You're going to work on this. I'm not working on it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to work on building this relationship. Now, what I love about seeing 2 pentacles show up is that means that this is going to be something that is strong, earth energy, and long lasting. When I see earth energy show up in relationship questions, it has this idea of like really building something that is like strong and long lasting. I think of like the pyramids of Egypt, right? Made out of stone. They took lots of energy to build, but they've lasted the test of time. That's what I think of when I think of earth energy. I think of pyramids. I think of stones. I think of how long these things last. And so you're building something slowly, but it's going to be long lasting. We also see that in candle magic. In candle magic, where you're building something, if a candle burns really slowly and then keeps burning, and it's taking a really long time, it may be longer to see your result, but your result will be long lasting, right? Anybody can have a flash in the pan, quick burning candle. Yeah, you'll get to it quickly, but you're going to have to work to make it last. You're going to have to maybe even do some more energetic work around it to make it last. When we have something slow burn, increasing, getting better and better. So I think take it slow with this relationship is the message. Allow it to blossom and grow. Have patience with it, because that's it. But what I had a third card, I accidentally pulled 3 for you. So I'm going to share the third one too, because the third one is the Chariot. Chariot card is a lovely card to show up when we're looking at relationship, because it means you have a team player. You have a team, right? There's the 2 sphinxes there, right? This can mean in relationship that you have a team, that you're pulling in the same direction, that you're a real unit, a real team in terms of the couple. So I like the potential of where this relationship can go. And we just need to be patient and let it blossom just like that plant. Let it, tend to it, water it, pull off the snails, give it a little fertilizer, give it a little water, but allow it to blossom and grow at its own pace. And don't be impatient for a result. Just enjoy the building of the relationship. This is such an important thing. I know everybody wants to, I love that. Champagne and diamonds and candles and love. I love it. So this is everybody, thinks about this. They go, I want to get to the finish line, right? I want to get married. I want to have move in together. I want to have, sex. I want to do this. I want to get to whatever finish line we're thinking of in relationship, right? But the finish line, it's like, why do we go rushing to the finish line and not enjoy the beautiful journey of that relationship? I often remind people when they're in that new stage of the relationship, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? Does she like me? Does she not like me? When you're in that new stage of the relationship, it's oftentimes like so filled with so much excitement, all those butterflies in your stomach. 10 years into the relationship, you're probably not going to have butterflies in your stomach. They're going to be your good old, like, comfy pair of jeans. But in the beginning of the relationship, you will never have that experience again, right? So be present for the experience as it is now. You've got this wonderful friendship. You had a nice talk. He was in a better mood this time, because I remember, John Paul, you were saying he was a little probably worried about what is he going to do for making a living, more than anything. But he was in a good mood, positive, received your card. So let's see what happens. Let's see how this grows. Be patient with it. Enjoy this anticipation. This is a beautiful thing to do. So anyway, I love that. Oh, Hannah says this really resonates at this time in my life. My boyfriend left because he wanted to work on himself. I hope we can do it again, but better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like trying to just be in the place. Annie, thank you so much for your heart. Be in the place where you are now. For you guys that are out there and would you like a reading? It's $10 per card, and 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. My friend Yvonne, who's normally with me, he wasn't with me last week because he had to go get some surgery on his teeth. He had a wisdom tooth, I think, that was impacted, and he had to get that out. So he had to sleep in to be ready for that appointment. And today, I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay. Maybe he's just overslept, forgot to put on his alarm. I don't know. It's only 5:30 in the morning in Kyiv, so he may still be sleeping and just overslept by accident. So I'm hoping that all is well with him. Okay. Oh, thank you, Vivian. Okay, found it. Donating $30. I want to know about my relationship, please. All right, let's take a look. Thank you so much, Vivian. Any of you that want a reading, $10 per card, 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. Totally grassroots. All the money goes to buy groceries for them. We're just all doing this because we care and we want to help seniors in Ukraine who are struggling and suffering in this war. It's something else. I mean, I think, I follow it very closely, and it's like unimaginable for us in the States. We've never had, none of us alive have ever experienced a war. If we lived in the States, we've never experienced what it's like to be in the middle of a war, how scary and horrible it can be, some really very, very, very sad things. So I appreciate your compassion. Yeah, John Paul says sending good wishes to Yvonne. I appreciate your compassion so much, you guys, helping people you don't even know, but you are so wonderful. All right, so Vivian, we're going to take a look at your relationship. Let's see what we see. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Here's what I see. First card is the Knight of Cups. This is your love coming for you. So this can be, oftentimes I think of the Knight of Cups as someone returning to you, someone coming back to you. Knight of Cups represents someone who actually has a sincere and heartfelt mission. They come back with the cup of love, but they take relationships seriously, and they take your relationship seriously. This is someone who is bringing, I think it's almost even has very high standards, let's say, for a relationship. Why do I say that? Well, this card kind of represents to me like the stories of the Grail Knights. If you know about the whole Knights of the Holy Grail, not Monty Python and the Holy Grail, although it's based on that. But the Grail Knights were King Arthur's knights who were sent on a quest to find the cup that belonged to Jesus at the Last Supper. That was their quest. Magical cup, right? They're going to find this cup. So I think of it when I see Knight of Cups show up, it's often a person who has a deep spiritual mission, or someone who has a real, I would say, deep personal mission around love and emotion. This cups represents the heart and emotions. And so when I think of the Knight of Cups, I think of somebody who is really doing emotional work, but also holds relationship and love in high regard. So this person is very serious about love. When I see your lover, your relationship coming back to you, but he's serious about relationship. And I think there's a certain vulnerability about that. Like he may take and I also think of water energy as being a little bit on the slower side. So he may take his time coming back to you, not as slow as the Knight of Pentacles, but he is definitely like taking a measured pace. Look at the horse in the Knight of Cups. He's just walking. He's not galloping. Like the difference between that and like the Knight of Swords, for example, is charging forward. So I think of this as like your relationship your lover making an offer to you, offering a cup, but they're really wanting to be sure that you're going to respect that cup that may represent, even for them, their heart, that you're going to take good care of it, that you're going to really be on the same page as them and how they view relationships. So I think that's really important information going in, is that maybe having the conversation about what you are wanting as a couple and what needs need to be fulfilled both for you and for him in this relationship. And I think that will be a good conversation to have. I think he also needs to feel a sense of security in this relationship. He has felt some real tumultuous things. I'm wondering if that is going on from your past, that there's some trauma from your past, or that there's something like earth shaking and ground shaking that's going on now. But something is like there's some changes going on, and they're earth shaking changes. I mean, it could be having a new focus in life, or a new realization, even an awakening. One of the aspects, people look at the Tower card and they're like, oh, I don't want to see that card. And it is a really very dramatic card. It is about sudden change. It's about like lightning striking or sudden change, right? But it's sudden change that can be very positive. It's like something shakes you up and wakes you up. Oftentimes there's a meme that goes around that's like what I think enlightenment is and what enlightenment really is. Enlightenment sometimes is like the shock of something will bring us enlightenment. So it could be anything, but there's going to be like a shocking awakening, or there's something going on that's like really shaking the foundations of your lover's life. Like there's going to be something big that's going on, but that earth shaking energy will open up. Like that's the time that we are vulnerable and we open up. In fact, in this card, the lightning striking is knocking that crown off the top of the tower and opening up the tower. The crown representing the crown chakra, right? Opening up the crown chakra and having these awakened awareness happening to you. So I don't look at the Tower card with dread. I'm like, okay, I'm putting on my seatbelt, right? We want to put on our seatbelt. We want to be prepared for it. But I'm like, what is the enlightenment that can come about with this experience, this shocking experience, or this sudden change or sudden experience in our life? Now, the other thing that the Tower represents, and I talk about this in my book, Madame Pamita's Magical Tarot, which is getting a little facelift in November. It's going to have a new cover and a new forward by Matt Oren. We're very excited about that. But in the book, I talk about the Tower card, and I say the Tower card is the universe represented by that lightning, the universe clearing away what needs to go, the old structures that no longer work for us. So if you look at like your relationship as it was before, and maybe it was, getting to be somehow solidified in some format that did not work going forward, it could be those big changes in relationship. So expect changes, have your seatbelt on, but look for the enlightenment in those changes. What I do see for you is happy times ahead. See, so this is surrounded by these loving, beautiful cards, but it's going to be some big change. And there may be change going on in his life. There may be something shaking up his world, or it may be the shakeup of this relationship to have a new beginning, right? That's what happens when we knock down the tower, we rebuild, right? And so we're going to rebuild something that is much better. Now, when I see the Three of Cups showing up, it's playful, it's fun, it's joyful. It's like very light energy. So I would say in this, maybe the relationship has gotten very ponderous, right? Or maybe it's gotten very like, we're going to process stuff or we need to work on things. I do agree that those things are important, but also make time for play and fun. Make time for play and fun with your partner. There's things that you enjoy and you enjoy together. Have a date night. Make some time to do the the fun activities that you used to enjoy together and make time for that. I think this is like the thing that's going to be bring back those loving feelings is just the playfulness of the relationship. When we have a relationship that's been going on for a while, we can get in our rut and we can get a little humdrum. And it's very easy to fall into the thing where you never have a date night. So make some date nights. Do you like, I know you live in a big city, Vivian, so you have lots of choices of things to do. Is it going to a museum, going to a restaurant? Is it um, going out to see a movie? Is it going out? What are the things that you enjoy and make some efforts together, not just you making all the effort, together make the effort to say, okay, let's go out and do something fun. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? So you don't need to be the, cruise director planning all the activities. Get together and talk about it. Find some fun things that you like to do and make room for that play and that fun and that celebration. I do see happy times ahead, but I do see that something's shaking out right now it's going to, rock the foundations, but ultimately be good. So just be, prepared for that. So, alrighty. Does that make sense, Vivian? Maybe you're not here anymore. It's late for you. I know you're on the East Coast. So if you're not on the East Coast, you'll watch this in the replay. I mean, if you're not here anymore, if you've gone to bed, you can watch this in the replay. All right. Any more? Do we have any more? Oh, yes. Thank you, M. M has a 2-card question. My question is, do you see A reaching out to me in the near future? I keep hearing about exes coming back during Venus retrograde, or if not him, someone new coming in. All right. Wonderful. All right. Let's see what we see around that. Yeah, Venus retrograde will bring back your old memories, old relationships. You'll want to reach out to your ex. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not a good thing, but we'll see. For you, I'm not saying that for you. I'm just saying that in general. Like I'm laughing because I've done it before. Oh, let me check in on, that wasn't good. I shouldn't have checked in on so-and-so. They're with someone else now, that kind of thing. So but look, they're having fun with someone else. So yeah, we can reminisce about the good times, reminisce about old relationships. But actually, Venus retrograde, we can fix a lot of the things of the past too. Things that didn't work in the past. We can, anytime we have a retrograde, think about this. Retrogrades are great for going back, revisiting, revising, reviewing, remaking, remodeling, right? All of those things are good during retrograde. All right, let's see what we see here for you and A. Thank you so much, you guys. I want to say, Vivian said that was kind of amazing. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to sleep. Oh, wonderful. Good night, Vivian. I'm glad you caught it. You guys, if I don't get to you and you have to go to sleep, don't worry. These are recorded and you can always go back and look at it later on tomorrow. No worries about that. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. This is very interesting. I'm wondering if it's not your ex, though, if it's somebody new. The reason I say that is this. First card that I pulled is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a card about fire and passion, but it's often a card of someone new coming into your life. When we look at the court cards, we have Page, Knight, Queen, and King, right? So pages are the newest of them, right? So oftentimes this can represent a new relationship coming in during this time. Now, weirdly, I think that you might be dismissing this person as, I want to use polite language. I don't want to use an F boy. Does that make sense? That's how we sometimes view Page of Wands. Oh, they're just a player. They're not really serious. They are just here to have a good time, a hit it and quit it kind of person, right? We look at that Page of Wands. It could be male or female. It isn't defined, but anyway, I think of that being as kind of like we have an impression of this person that they're kind of maybe too young, not necessarily young in years, but maybe too immature, or they're just a player, or they're just out for fun, right? All right, okay, you have that on your horizon and you see that, but look at what we have following it. 10 of Cups. It leads to an amazing relationship for you. So, my first impression when I saw this, and I'm going to go with my first impression because my intuition, that's where my intuition comes in, is that you have somebody that you is appearing like an F boy, but is actually going to turn out to not be that. So you might have the wrong impression of this person, that they act like a player, or they're immature, or they're just looking for a good time. But I'm seeing a great relationship coming out of that. So maybe look at that F boy that you're that's in front of you or wherever, and take your time with that relationship, get to know them a little bit more, spend some time with them, do some things with them. Um, Give them a chance. This why I know this is my intuition, the guides speaking through me, is because I would never do that. I would never give anybody that looked like an F boy a chance. No way, right? It's like you're nothing but you're hot, you're cute, but you're not going to stick around. Maybe that's something that looks sounds like fun, right? But sometimes that's the appropriate thing. You want to have a good time, but you no strings attached. There's nothing wrong with that. But I see this one that looks like that, but then ends up being a serious, committed, wonderful, happy relationship. So my guide saying, my intuition saying, don't judge a book by its cover. If they look, I'm, okay. You can answer the question. Is A an F boy? Or is A not? If A is and has been acting like an F boy, maybe there's something there. I'm saying there's somebody around or who's going to appear. Oftentimes pages are new people, but it could be somebody coming back I would look at Knights as someone coming back. Okay. M says he wanted to be in an open relationship. All right. And you did not. All right. That's kind of an F boy, I think. Maybe. Yeah, but ethical, was telling you about it and discussing it with you, wasn't doing it behind your back. So that's not terrible. Um, Maybe he's got it out of his system and now he's feeling like, I actually do want to have something serious. So it could be somebody, listen, no matter what, there's somebody coming into your sphere. Could be somebody new who looks like they're just a player, or it could be your old player coming back. I mean, I do think it's wonderful that, yeah, and I do think it's wonderful that he was honest with you. He could have easily have just snuck around and done whatever he wanted to do, but he wanted to talk about it. And that ethicalness of that is a positive, I think. It's a good step. But I do see this coming for you, which is lovely. 10 of Cups, happy, happy relationship, joyful, stable relationship, and a happy relationship. So I don't see you getting your heart broken. I don't see you having to deal with drama or anything like that. I think this is really great. So be on the lookout. Something great coming. Either he's coming back or somebody that may not look quite suitable, but turns out to be suitable. So there you go. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, M. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, John Paul. Thank you, Jen. Oh, Annie has a read. Wonderful. Thank you, Annie. Okay, you guys making your donations. Your donations, 100% of your donations are going to feed seniors in Ukraine. Annie has a question for my card. So 2 donations of $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much. For my card, I'm going to go on a trip in 2 weeks to New York solo, and I'd love to have some guidance of how it will go for the first card. The second card, I'd like to pay it forward. Oh my gosh, Annie, you are so sweet. So someone else gets a reading. I guess the first person that claims it I guess you're on YouTube. First person on YouTube to claim it. We'll just go there. First person on YouTube, because we can't do all of it. We can't engage it. So whoever wants to claim Annie's second card, just say pick me or me. That's so sweet. All right. So your trip to New York solo, that's exciting. Oh my gosh, there's so many great things. You will never run out of things to do in New York. I'll tell you that. I'm planning a trip for the fall to New York because I want to go see Maria Primanchenko's art exhibition. Oh, Hannah says me. Okay, great, Hannah. Okay, put your question in, Hannah. Annie and Hannah, I love it. All right, so Annie, let's see how your trip is going to go. Ooh, this is exciting. You've got Emperor energy coming for your trip to New York. Lots of good things coming for you. This is empowerment. Yeah, it's a great, great card to see. So this is about you really feeling your empowerment. I think you're going, I mean, first of all, it talks about strength. This emperor is really strong. He's the emperor and he's been the emperor for a long time. That's what the beard shows because he's a strong guy, right? He's a powerful guy. So I think that as you look at this trip is going to be empowering for you. I think one of the things that you'll take away from this trip is like, I did it. I went to a big city. I did all the things. I had fun. I met people. I had great experiences. I did it all by myself. I can remember being in my 20s and driving from LA to San Francisco by myself. And that was a big step. And I was like a little nervous about driving, 6 hours by myself. Now I don't think anything of it. But back then I was 20. And I remember, my therapist at the time, she said, I want you to get a stuffed animal that you had as a child. And I want you to bring that as like your inner child. This is okay. Back in the 80s, inner child was a big thing. What can I say? 80s. Yeah, it was the 80s. Anyway, so if you like have some little talisman that represents like your inner child, like you tell that little thing, you might want to take like a little stuffed animal or a little talisman or a little cute little thing, right? That represents the inner Annie, right? That your child inside that needs comforting, that you feel anxious. So you can talk to that little creature and say, we're going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. We're going to have an amazing time. Take that little mascot with you, a little doll or little stuffed animal or something like that. I had my Curious George stuffed animal who I still have. I'm 59 now. I've had him 58 years. I got him when I was a year old. So I took him along with me on my trip when I had to drive all that distance by myself. And if you take this little thing along with you, I think this is going to be empowering. But I do see you coming back from it like super empowered, like Wonder Woman empowered. This is really about you really feeling your like, I did it. It's a sense of accomplishment. I think this is going to open up so many new paths for you, so many new experiences for you. I think you're well protected. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Nothing negative is going to happen to you. You're smart. You're capable. You're going to have an amazing time. And you're going to come back feeling so proud of yourself. I think it's going to be like a piece of cake and you're going to have, yeah, wonderful. Annie, I'm so glad. I think you're going to come back really feeling like I can do it. And I think what I really get the sense of is it's going to open up lots more possibilities. Oh, if I can do that, I can do this. Yeah, it can mean travel. Like I could travel somewhere else by myself. I could travel, I could do this, I could do that. And I think that those doors are going to be open. But I also think it's about you climbing a mountain. Like this is really climbing a mountain for you that will empower you in other ways. Like maybe you want to start a business, or maybe you want to, start a social group, or maybe you want to do something. I think it's really going to empower you to take the risks in life. That's what I'm getting at. Like taking healthy, good risks. When I talk about healthy, good risks, I mean like you see a canyon in front of you and what you want is on the other side of the canyon and you have to jump that canyon like Evel Knievel. It's risky and it's daunting and it can even be a little terrifying, right? But you want what's over there. So it's not like a risk like doing something stupid. It's like a risk that leads to a reward. So I feel like after this trip, which is going to be amazing, you're going to come back and you're going to go, I can do that thing that seemed scary to me. Asking that person out, going to that new place that you've never been before, to meet new people that you've never met before. I mean, I think there's all kinds of possibilities that this is going to open up for you. So I just love it. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Annie. And thank you so much for paying it forward. You're so, so sweet. So sweet to do that. So Hannah gets a little reading. Oh, okay. I already paid for my own reading, but I would like to ask a question on behalf of a friend of mine. She wants to know if she should get a second job this year. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Hannah. That was very Sweet of you to pay it forward too to your friend. If your friend is watching, your friend can watch this, or you can show them the recording and start at 59, 20, 59 minutes is when your question comes up. Okay, so you can go back to the recording later and show your friend. All right. And thank you, Annie, for making that donation and donating the second card. Very sweet. Everybody's paying it forward today. Okay. Oh, Circle of Giving, says Hannah. Absolutely. 100% the new job. The reason why I say that, the second job, first of all, when we see aces show up in a reading, aces mean a yes. So you're asking a yes, no question. Should my friend take a second job? And the answer is yes. But not only that, the Ace of Pentacles is a hand holding a gold coin. It's actually showing money showing up from this. This card often represents a new job. It's like literally a new job. So this is like saying that new business, that new job, that second job is a good thing. And it's going to put money in their hand. It's really going to, I think that financial stability that comes from this is going to be very, very positive. So this is a great card to see anytime we look at a job. It's a very positive card. Anytime we're thinking of new sources of income, new money, new job, new things like that. I'm very, very supportive of that. Big yes to that. The universe is giving it a big yes. So you can show your friend this reading and say that that's a really wise idea to do. Doesn't mean that they have to do it right away or, anything like that. I think opportunities, this is the thing, we always think like opportunity only knocks once, right? But opportunities are destinies. Like I would say, I use that term lightly, but we always have free will. So there's no destiny, but there's strong streams of energy toward things, strong streams of energy toward a certain outcome. And I think this is really one of those situations that there's a strong, good energy toward this second job, second side hustle, or whatever it is coming in and really providing some financial support. Hi, 7C Mystic. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Take a sip of water. I think, Hannah, you had another reading. You made another donation. Oh, 7C Mystic says, I have an update from my reading last week. She was absolutely right. I was absolutely right about the guide from Japan. I actually sent Madam Pemita a message on Instagram. I have a small collection of geisha dolls. That's amazing. Yeah. Sometimes I thought it was just a pretty collection of items. I checked with my godmother in Santeria, and she confirmed that, yes, I have a geisha spirit who is strong and does sometimes assist me with readings. I love that. I love that. This is the thing about a reading, and I've had this experience too, and I want to share this with you. I've had readings with very talented readers many times. I mean, as a reader, we want an objective opinion, just like a surgeon doesn't operate on themselves. A therapist doesn't do therapy on themselves. They go to another therapist, they go to a surgeon, they go to someone else to do it, right? So readers go to other readers. And I tell my tarot students, by the way, beginning tarot classes starting October 8th. If you guys are wanting to join me for 5 weeks of amazing tarot fun, you have to check that out. We should get Buchanan. We should have a little QR code for that one on here. That would be a great thing to do. Anyway, not to get too sidetracked, to talk about this when we go into a reading. So I teach my students, I'm like, go to other readers, because by going to other readers, not only can you get that objective opinion, but you also can see how other readers do their thing. And you may go, ooh, I like that. Or, ooh, that interpretation of the card is interesting. I'm going to add that to my understanding of the card. That's happened to me many, many times at readings where I get insights not only on my own situation, but also what I can do as a reader. And that's how I developed my own system, is by going to other readers and say, oh, I like that they shuffle and cut the cards into 3. And I like that they do this. And I like that they do that, and so on. So the point is that I'm getting to, as I went to this other reader one time, I went to this reader, very talented teacher. I mean, she's really talented, been reading for decades and decades, an amazing, amazing reader. And she said this one thing to me that in the reading, she's like, oh, you had some argument in the past. 5 of Swords was in the position of the past on a Celtic cross reading. And I'm like, I haven't had any arguments in the recent past, like in the last year. I haven't had an argument with anyone. What is this about? I was really befuddled. I was like, so like, who did I have an argument with? And I was just like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, she's wrong, man. First thought, I'm like, she's wrong. There's no arguments in my past, but okay. I'll just sit with that idea and see what comes up. And we did the reading, we did that, and I was like, okay, she got everything right except for the part about the um arguments in the past. I'm like, what's that about? Oh, whatever. And then I'm driving home from our session, and I'm like, I had a huge argument with my then boyfriend about a month before or 2 months before, but it happened at his doorway of his apartment, and every time I came to the doorway, it was like PTSD where I was remembering that argument. But when I wasn't near the door, I didn't think about it because we had made up and everything was cool again. So I kind of put it aside. Like the argument was stupid. It was about a stupid thing. And so I set it aside. But I was like, "Oh, of course, this argument was really actually quite impactful. Not that we were still arguing or we were still mad at each other. We'd made up. But the fact that I had this trauma about the argument, and every time I came to his apartment door, I would think about that argument that we'd had at the apartment door. I'm like, of course. But I wasn't thinking about it because I wasn't at the apartment door and we had made up and, it was a one-time thing, so I think that sometimes with a reading, if you have an open mind about what's being told to you, let it marinate a little bit without, don't just immediately, I'm not saying that you did this, but, don't immediately go, oh no, that's wrong. Say, I got to think about that one. I've had that many times in readings. And then when I do think about it, it makes sense later on. So, and some, listen, I've had readings with people that have been bananas in terms of like that. So like, I remember this one time I had a reading with someone and I like, the cards are telling me that you could be pregnant right now, or you could be getting pregnant. And she was like, there's no way I'm getting pregnant. I can't get pregnant. I don't have anybody. I don't remember the circumstances. I can't get pregnant. It's not possible for me. I'm on birth control. I don't know what was going on. But then she comes back to me 6 months later. She's like, you know what? I was pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant. Time. So before you dismiss something out of hand, think about it a little bit or let it marinate or let's see what happens because it may make sense to you later. In other words, it may make sense to you later. Alrighty. So I think who do we have here? I think Hannah had another. Hannah, you said you put in some money and you had a question besides that one for your friend. Where did you make your donation to? And let us know in the chat. Okay. I hope Yvonne's okay. He had sent me a message saying he was going to be here. I hope he's all right. Oh, yeah. Seven Seed Mystic is exactly. I absolutely agree. That's why I was so open to later letting the clarity and confirmation come through. Exactly. Like, I think you did exactly the same thing as what I'm recommending. Oh, M says also your reading last week was great. I was behind on the stream, but watched and it was great. So spot on about my neighbor. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I think sitting with something, I see that you did. Oh, to Venmo. Thank you so much, Hannah. Did you put your question in there or do you want to put it in the chat here? Let's see. Okay, I see you. I see you. Oh, what should I be doing right now? What should I be doing right now? Hanging out with me on YouTube. That's what you're doing, exactly the right thing. Yeah, let's see what you should be up to right now. We'll do a 3-card reading. Thank you so much for your donation. So appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Anybody else that wants a reading? $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to seniors in Ukraine to help feed Ukrainian seniors. So we're helping Ukrainians right now. This is a project that's near and dear to my heart. I'm Ukrainian, of Ukrainian descent, born here in the States. My mom was also born here in the States. My grandparents are Ukrainian. Were Ukrainian. They're not alive anymore, sadly. But I know I'll see them in the afterlife. I talk to them all the time. I'm a spiritualist, so I talk to spirits all the time, and I talk to them all the time in spirit form. It's lovely. All right, let's see what you should be doing right now, Hannah. I love it. I love it. Okay. First card is the Emperor. Step into your power. Step into your power. That's what the Emperor has to say to you. This is really about, I mean, like, there are many cards that have that idea of being empowered, right? Many cards. The kings, of course, have that. The queens have that. But the Emperor is like really owning your power, right? And also, there's something a little bit different about the Emperor, right? And I'll tell you what it is. His energy is a little bit different than the kings and the queens. He's got armor on underneath his robes. That means he had to fight to get to his power. This is not an emperor who's a coddled little, spoiled brat who was raised in an emperor family, has always had his emperorness handed to him on a silver platter. This is an emperor who had to work to get to that role, and it was prepared to work to get to that role. Like he grabbed his power versus waiting for someone to hand it to him. You don't go around in armor if you're not someone who had to fight for their power. So I see empowerment, Hannah, as super important for you. Now, that doesn't mean oppressing someone else, stepping over someone else, but like what is your big dream? One of the messages I see of like the emperor is sometimes I call him the CEO of the tarot, right? The CEO of the company. If we are looking at the tarot, you'd be the CEO. What I mean when I say that for you, Hannah, it doesn't mean you have to be a CEO of a company unless you want to be a CEO, and then great. But I think about like, what is your big dream in your life? What is the pinnacle of achievement for you? What is it that you would like to achieve? Do you want to be a great artist? Do you want to be a great writer? Do you want to be a successful business person? Do you want to be an amazing teacher? Do you want to be, what is it that you want to do? An opera singer? I don't know. What do you want to do? So think about that big dream, because I will tell you, with this card showing up, it is achievable. Your dream of your pinnacle of what you would like to achieve in your life for yourself is achievable when the Emperor card comes up. So think about this. I think it's a great time right now for you to reflect on your biggest dreams for your life and your career and what it is you would like to accomplish in your life. Maybe you want to be a great humanitarian. Maybe you want to be Greta Thunberg and you want to be saving the environment. Maybe you want to, I don't know what you want to do, but I'm telling you, you can achieve big things. And it is about the going out and getting those things for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're getting them this week, right? It doesn't mean you have to get them this week, but you can be taking a step toward getting those things. You can be taking a step, getting those things. I think the first step is seeing it in your mind's eye, really seeing it in your mind's eye. I'm studying anthropology. Amazing, amazing. Maybe your dream is you want to discover something. You want to discover something, or maybe you want to see things in a new way, write amazing papers, get published, publish a book, do documentaries. I mean, there's so many things with anthropology that you could be doing, right? Writing about things. I mean, there's all of those things. So what I think that what would really help is to have those vision in your mind of what you want to achieve. Now, this is the great thing. You do not have to invent something. Like, you can look at a role model. If there is somebody who is doing something and you're like, I want to be that when I grow up, that's your thing. That's your goal to achieve. I want to be, I don't know who's a famous anthropologist. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe I want to be, yes, get published. Wonderful. Yes, I love that. So I want to be published. I want to discover something new. I want to be a professor of anthropology. I want to go out and explore. Think about this vision. It's almost like making a mental vision board. Imagine, see, sense, or feel yourself in that position that you'd like to be, but be clear about what the vision is that you'd like to achieve, and go high, dream big. Don't go, well, maybe I could do this and I'd be satisfied with that. I think you need to aim for the stars. You really need to aim for the stars. I want to have a book published about my topic. I want to be published in many journals about anthropology. I want to be a professor at a Ivy League university. I mean, you name it, whatever you want, look to see who are the people who are doing the things that you want to do. I just thought of an anthropologist, Margaret Mead. I know one, right? She thinks she was an anthropologist. I don't know if she's problematic. Who knows now? But anyway, find those people that you can say, that's my role model. And that's what I want to do. I want to do that. You're going to do it your own way. You're not going to do it their way. You're going to do it your own way. But this could be an amazing way for you to get that to this, because I'm telling you, when you have an emperor card showing up, this tells me you can achieve it. It's not going to be just a dream. And don't think of it just as a dream. Say, I'm on my first step. I'm studying anthropology. That's the first step to becoming this published person. I will get there. I will just take my steps one after the other. Now, I also think that right now it's about employing new strategies. We have Five of Swords showing up. Five of Swords is that card. It's like some win, some lose. This is a card that can represent this idea that there's no real winners in this scenario, right? It's like it's a little bit unresolved and so on. So what this card represents is looking at things and approaching things from new strategies. Like if there's a stalemate, let's say there's a battle and there's a stalemate. Nobody won, nobody lost. We lost some soldiers on this side. We lost some soldiers on this side, but no ground was gained. The smart general doesn't go, okay, let's do the same thing we did yesterday. The smart general says we need to take a new strategy. So I do think that, Hannah, you've got to look at alternate strategies for getting to your goals. If you, let's say, for example, want to get a doctorate degree or a PhD or MA, I guess you'd be MS, I don't know, whatever it is. But let's say you want to get an advanced degree. Don't worry about if you get a no, keep going and going and going and trying new strategies till you get to your yes. Apply to graduate school when it's time for graduate school, for example, and just keep trying until you get in. Don't relent, don't give up, but try new strategies, try new schools, try new things. I think that's a really good thing for you to know right now. Maybe you're not in that place where you're applying for your, your advanced degree. Sorry, I'm really sweaty, hot in here. But in doing that, you're going to be flexible, be adaptable, and look at things from different ways so that you can find your door in. Okay. Lastly, look at this. Empowered, the magician. I love that. Magician energy is really about self-empowerment, self-determination. You're going to do it yourself. That's definitely magician energy. Independence. I think of this also being for you about bringing magic into all of this. You might want to do a spell around this, honestly. When magician card's showing up, I would say do some more magic, bring some more magic into your life. You've got the resources to accomplish everything. It's not like you are even a beginner. You can bring some magic into all of this. Light a candle for your success. I mean, recommendation right off the top of my head, easiest spell in the world that you can do. Get a yellow candle, get grand success oil. I mean, if you want to get a specific candle, you could get an owl candle, which represents knowledge and wisdom. Dress it with grand success oil, yellow owl candle and grand success oil, and light that candle for your success with your education, right? If you want long range success, get a pyramid candle in yellow and dress it with grand success oil. Another super easy spell to do. Beautiful. We've got 3 things that are helping to move that energy forward. Color, yellow for success. Shape of the candle, symbolically representing success, wisdom, learning, and the oil that we're bringing in, which brings in many different herbs and crystals and all these things that are also supporting your success. So this is why people are like, candle magic, oh my gosh, what if I do it wrong? It is the easiest thing in the world. It is like the equivalent of putting something in a microwave oven and pushing the button. I mean, the technique is easy. The focus, that's what you need to bring into it. The focus and belief that you can achieve these things. But that's what I see for you. So, all right. I saw some people scanning the QR code. Oh, there we go. Oh, I have one more question, but it's not a card question, really. I have the Talk to Me perfume from you, which smells beautiful. Oh, you guys are so cute. I love that. First of all, can I talk a little bit about this? this these are the spiritual colognes that I have at the shop. That's what Emma's talking about. Spiritual colognes have the same fragrance formula with all the essential oils and everything else, but they are in perfume form. And so, even though they're the same formulas as the oils, they have a different like thing because they're alcohol based and they're in a beautiful perfume bottle. You can spray it on yourself, you can spray it around the room. So handy to do. But they're the same essential, it's like the same magical ingredients that are in the oils. They make it so easy for you to do magic. And they smell wonderful. Not all of them smell wonderful. The harsh ones, some of them upper hand. I don't know if it smells too good. I know Lucky Lodestone, you do not want that. It's a perfume. It smells like dirt. But unless you want to smell, maybe you want to smell like dirt. I don't know. No judgment. But anyway, not Talk to Me. Talk to Me smells amazing. So I have Talk to Me perfume from you, which smells beautiful. Am I meant to speak an intention about who I want to speak to me when using? You can use it in many different ways. So let me tell you about. This is great. Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much. Love which comes through. There's the spiritual cologne, and there's where you can order it. By the way, if you're a Coven member, there's a coupon that you have for this cologne until the 31st. It's only good for a few more days. So you want to get cash in on that. You get a great discount on this. It's really a good deal. So let's talk about the ways that you can use spiritual cologne. So spiritual cologne can be used like a fragrance. So you can put it on and you can do many things. So for example, you could visualize in your mind's eye him talking to you again. You could visualize that as you're doing this. You can speak the intention out loud. You can whisper it or you can speak it out loud. You can say, so and so, you want to talk to me, right? That's what I would do. I would give like a full on directive. Johnny, you want to talk to me. You can't wait to talk to me. You're thinking about me. You're thinking about calling me. You're thinking about reaching out. You're going to reach out on my social media, whatever. I would be like just throwing ideas out there of ways that he could reach out to you. You can also, here's a cool thing with Talk to Me. If you know where he lives in relation to your house, right? Like I know my partner and I don't live in the same house, but I know where he is. He's right that direction, right? So I could spray a spritz in that direction and say, Johnny, you are going to call me. You want to talk to me. That's a lovely way to work with this. So it's beautiful. So it is not required that you say something, but you want to focus. So speaking it is actually a very powerful way to focus. But if you want to do a visualization, you could do a visualization. Not a sort of related spell, but not the same spell, is a wonderful spell, which is, and by the way, Buchanan, maybe this is something you want to make for the shop too. It would be really great. So you're going to see what I'm coming up with here. So here's a great spell. If you get together with your partner and you want to influence them in some way, maybe you want more of a commitment. Maybe you want them to speak nicer to you. Maybe you want them to be more generous with you. Maybe you want them to propose marriage or move in with you. Get yourself some massage oil and then add a few drops or, maybe even the whole bottle of one of the magical oils, the spiritual oils. So you get yourself a Oh, I already have the base. Yvonne's here. Oh my gosh, Yvonne, you're here. You made it.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell is going on.
You slept
I
in.
had I had my alarm clock set on 4:30 a.m. as usual. I don't know why didn't it ring? Maybe because I restarted my phone 2 days ago. I don't know. I just didn't check the alarm, but it always
It's
worked.
okay. It's not like a job where you have to clock in and we're gonna not pay you. So we've been doing great. We missed you. I was hoping, I hope he's okay because I know he said he was gonna be here. So I had a feeling though that it was you overslept the alarm or something.
You
But
know, I take it as a work because I should be here. I want to be here every time.
Well, wait,
So
I'll finish this thought that I'm talking about right now, and then we're going to talk about you and the granny and all of
sure,
those things.
sure,
Okay.
sure, sure.
So here's the spell that I was saying. So you're good. You want your lover, you want to influence them in some way. You get a massage oil and you add, he's going to go get his chai and his vape, I think, right now. So, um, you add that oil to the massage oil. Then, when you're with your partner, you give them a massage and you don't say anything. You visualize something. You visualize them proposing to you. You visualize them speaking more kindly to you. You visualize them being more generous with you, or whatever way you want to influence them. And you massage them so that they are very receptive. They're getting the oil on them and you're putting your intention into it. It's a very, very powerful spell. And believe me, it works like a charm. I know this myself. I mean, I've had many, many clients that I've recommended this to, and it's worked like a charm for them. So this is the same principle as that perfume, meaning that if you don't have to speak to make the perfume work, you could visualize, but if you can't speak and if it helps you to focus, then speak. For me, speaking helps me to bring my focus back. So it's very, very good for me, but it's not a requirement. So that's your answer. And there's a little extra spell for any of you guys that are working on relationships right now. Okay, done with that. Yvonne, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, you got some good sleep today. I'm glad. I'm happy for that, you know?
At least we didn't have any sirens at night.
That was good.
Yeah.
You got a good night's sleep. Seven
Seven
Sea
Sea
Mystic.
Magic, Seven Sea Mystic. Hello. I'm so glad to hear to see all of you guys
Yeah, John Paul.
because I missed literally 2 weeks because I cannot count this time that I am on the air as the as something good because I missed everything.
Yeah, it's all
One
right.
hour and a half.
Well, it's okay. We made a lot of money and we made some money. Now I won't say a
Hi,
lot, but we
Paul.
yeah, John Paul says, I hope Yvonne's okay. I said, yeah, I think he's probably okay. Yeah.
Hello.
We missed you,
I
Yvonne.
I
Yeah.
was so happy. I miss communication so much.
Yeah, well, let's see what we did. There we go. If you want to add Yvonne on Facebook, and you can see the grannies that he helped with your donations today. So we have so far 30, 20, 30. So that's 80, 90, 100, 120, 150, 160, 160 so far. Pretty good.
For
Not bad.
grannies, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad you got the rest and you got the sleep. How is your tooth? Because you got your tooth fixed last time, right?
uh, today evening I should have my stitches removed, so I go to the clinic. It was quite hard, a lot of pain because they sewed my jaw. They like they pulled out two of my teeth, the biggest ones, and then and probably you have never heard about this in the United States. So they pulled out number 8 and number 7. Then they modified the jawbone, so they like do something, and they inserted number 8 into the place where number 7 was.
I saw you posted about that on your
Yeah,
social.
but I mean those who are with us right now on
Oh
the YouTube.
my gosh, it's a while.
All my American friends said that this is something unbelievable. Actually, myself didn't know that it's possible, but they took it as a routine work. You know, they told me we do this every day. It's called reimplantation, and they did it. The surgery was about 3 hours, and it costed me uh, $280.
Wow. Wow, that's
This
so
is
cheap.
this is our medicine. This is our medicine, and I made it in one of the best private clinics in Kiev.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is
Ultra modern with very patient personnel and very careful, very kind. So
oh,
of course I suffered a couple of days because the bone pain is the worst you can have in your life. But right now, actually, this is the second day I'm more or less good, and
yeah,
yeah, I
17
know that I
mystics could
know
be
that it would
thousands.
be
Yeah.
thousands, no less than 8, maybe 10 grants. I'm already acknowledged.
Yeah.
So
Unbelievable.
today I'm removing my stitches, and I'm getting back to life because they forbid me to do any physical exercises to to avoid any pressure, to prevent bleeding, and I'm getting back to work. So I am double happy.
Yeah. So you were the team was then buying the groceries for this past week, yeah?
Of
Yeah.
course. Uh, I am very fundamental guy, and I always try to build a system which wouldn't fail in case of any of its mechanism is down. So I'm down. My colleagues are working. Everything is okay. We still can make any number of deliveries.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And you guys follow Yvonne on Facebook. There's a link. Thank you, Lovewitch Buchanan. Thank you for making that link. So it makes it super easy for you to follow, other than that long string of crazy letters that was so hard. But now we have this link that you can go to Yvonne. And
This
that's
is
Yvonne
a
and his
great
beautiful.
photo
Yes.
with a history.
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
beautiful his beautiful wife Yulia there, his partner, and also the helping of the seniors, she's also that too.
And this photo was made like a couple of months ago, in April maybe, in National Philharmonic in Kiev, where our son had a choir concert dedicated to Ukraine, of course. And it was a big event, and we were so proud. Actually, you can see our faces on the photos that our
Yeah.
son is a is participating in such an event.
Oh, no, it's so beautiful. I talked to you right afterwards, didn't I? We talked right afterwards, I think, from that performance. Or no, that was his piano performance that we talked. Yeah.
No, it wasn't piano. Actually, he plays
No,
piano too,
yes.
but he also a team of a big choir. I hope I spelled this word
Choir?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's isn't it in Ukrainian horse? Hor?
yeah.
Hor.
It's horror, but
Yeah.
I am so sorry for my black humor. But originally, I spelled it as queer.
Yeah, no, it's choir, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely. What a beautiful, and that's a beautiful background there, that beautiful building. And there's a video up on your YouTube that people can see if you go back, scroll back far enough, right? I remember you had posted a
Yes, of
video
course.
of the choir
It's
singing.
on Facebook. On Facebook.
Facebook, I'm sorry, Facebook,
Mhm.
yeah. All right, well, do you wanna, if you guys, this is the last call for readings. We got another 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. Oh,
Yeah, Carl, just to see a
Oh,
genuine
thank
focus.
you, 7C Mystic. Okay, so to see a
Mm.
general forecast for the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, great. We'll do that. And then afterwards, we'll talk about the granny of the week, our special supermodel granny of the week. I love her. She's amazing. I was reading about her. I knew about her from our looking at your social. Okay, forecast for the next 2 or 3 days. What do we see? Oh, 7C Mystic. Ace of Cups, love energy. Love is in the air. So the Ace of Cups represents pure essence of love. It's a beautiful card to show up. It's a pure essence of the water energy, which is love. And that can be romantic love. It can be a very romantic time for you over the next few days, but it can also be anything that opens up your heart. One of the things that I love about the Ace of Cups, it's a detail, it's a interpretation of a detail. Um, do you see this cup? It has a fountain coming out of it, water coming out of it, right? What is a fountain? A fountain is, it never stops, right? It never stops. And I think about this, we sometimes look at things and automatically place a limitation on them where we think there's a limit. Oh, my creativity might run out. Our relationship might run out of steam. But when we really get to the pure heart energy, it never runs out. It never runs out. So as I look at this for you, 7C Mystic, I think about like this flowing energy that is always renewing itself, always bringing more and more and more, and it never stops. It never stops. I think there are going to be things for you in the next 2 or 3 days that are really going to open up your heart. Aces always represent new energy. So I think there's going to be new, exciting things that open up your heart in beautiful ways, open up this beautiful flow, touch your emotions very deeply, and bring you a great deal of emotional satisfaction. This is a beautiful, beautiful card to see. Here's the thing I would say to you, and I know you're a spiritual person. I know that know the cards very well, that you do your spiritual work and all of that. But here's what I would say to you. Look with eyes of love at the world. Look at the world with eyes of love. See things to appreciate. Notice little things. Fall in love with the world. This is possible to do. I have those moments in my life where I'm just like, I love everything. I love everything. I love life. I love that there's birds singing, that there's plants growing. There's I mean, this is a we could be complaining about the heat. I mean, it's hot everywhere right now in the northern hemisphere, and we're really experiencing it. But look at all the beauty around you that can just crack open your heart and make you feel that ever flowing fountain of what brings you joy. Really, joy. That's it. I know you, Yvonne, in Kiev, you find beautiful things even in a wartime. You're finding cute birds and flowers and things to appreciate, it's
Music.
music, exactly, right? Things to appreciate, and that we can do. Yeah, this is where
By the way,
what?
yes, you have to finish.
I was going to say, this
Uh,
is where you can find Yvonne's music by going to YouTube /at Silent Shelters, and you can find it there. So go ahead.
the sun you have acknowledged about should be there tomorrow or 2 days later because the movie is almost finished and the movie will be more professional as my previous one because one person from the United States helps me with this,
Oh,
who is a video editor, and the sun is much more professional. At last I can be proud with this, and the text is very uh, actually, this is about us. This is about all the compassionate people, and when it's ready, I will have the link on my Facebook, so you can go there, share it. This is the first song I want to be shared by 100% by everyone.
well, I think
Yeah.
this is when Yvonne says us, he doesn't just mean me, he means all of us. He really does mean
Yes.
all of us because you guys coming here, and many of you guys come back every week, which is like to me, oh my gosh, my heart is just full to see you guys come back week after week. It makes me just so um it makes me feel joyful. It makes me feel happy that you guys come back again and again and donate again and again, and we have this fun together and we have readings together and all of these things. But it's your compassion and your care for people that you may never meet, the people that you're helping, but you are making a huge impact. It's like that story of the person picking up the starfish and throwing them back in the water. These are the starfish that you're saving by helping these seniors to survive and have something to eat. This is a very basic need, and they can't go out and get a job. And then some of them are relegated to begging. So this is really just something so profoundly humane, so compassionate. And these compassion, this is what your song is about, compassionate people, right?
The name of the song is "We Love What We Do."
Yeah, yeah, it really.
You heard it, but other guys know,
I
and
heard
they will
it.
do
Great.
this. Yeah.
All right, let's see our granny of the week. And if you want to get in a reading, anybody, last chance for a reading. Get your you can pay on Venmo or PayPal. Let me get that granny's picture up. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. I mean, I really love all of them. Is there one I have not loved? I don't think so. But let me see if I can. Here's what I'm going to do. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get this picture in my. Okay, now we're going to get it up. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to get it here. Where is it? Come on. All right, we got it now. I got a cute picture. Oh my gosh, she is adorable. I just love her hair too. She's got red hair. It's so cute. All right, let's get her up here. We're gonna get.
Of course, this is not your natural color,
I know. That's why
but
I can relate. I can relate to her. All right, we dye our hair because we're exciting people. All right, let me see where it is. Where's my window? There we go. Okay. There she is. Do you see her? Yeah. Okay, great. She's showing
yeah,
up on the
you can
screen.
see here, and we can even see ourselves.
Yes.
You achieved a big progress in this program.
All right. Oh, that's because I actually pressed the wrong button. I could put us
Mhm,
below. There we go. Better.
mhm.
Is that better?
Okay, yeah,
Or-
yeah. So actually, the story of this granny isn't fun, but I will try to finish my conversation on optimistic note because this is the end of the stream, and we should be optimistic and charged with energy for the upcoming deeds. So her name is Taisia Fedotovna. She is 94. She is
That's
one
what
of the,
blows me away.
yes,
She looks
she is
like she's 20 years
94.
younger.
Yeah, she is one of the oldest grannies of our project. She lives in Zaporizhia. She is completely alone because her son died at the age of 33, and her husband died a long time ago. So she is lonely, and the most dramatic what happened to her is her vision because she started. It has been started. I hope it's not the wrong tense. Decreasing
It has
in
started
2000
decreasing. It started
in
decreasing.
2013, and now she's almost blind. She cannot see. So she's alone. She has only, the only treasure that lasts is her memories. She has a lot of memories because they were avid nature lovers with her husband. When he was alive, he loved Dnipro very much. He always found beautiful places for relax at the coast. And her advice for us was something like people value the things that they can no longer have. And for those who still can see, you should see a little miracles around us. They happen every minute, literally every minute. And don't let the daily routine prevent seeing them, because this is very important. And you every day you have to be amazed with something, and you just have to look carefully, and these little miracles will be opened for you. Yeah, so it was her advice, and I perfectly understand her because she no longer she cannot see anything no longer. She can only remember some events. But we, those who can see, we should see and we should notice what is happening around us, and we should pay attention to the flowers, to the birds, to music, to the sky, to everything, because the world around us is so incredibly beautiful. Don't forget about this, guys.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Uh oh. Seven Seas Mystic says exactly the message you were giving me, Madam Pam, to meet up with that Ace of Cups. I'm truly humbled right now. It's the same message, right? To open up to that. Oh, John Paul says, love her, so lovely. Yeah, it's like Jen has a little heart for her. I know
Hello,
it's so
Jen.
beautiful, so beautiful. This is so touching. And it's like, I think even she probably, even though she's losing her sight, she can't see, she probably still can find things to listen to. I wish for her, you know what? I wish she had a little pet or something. Does she have a little animal? No?
I don't know. Probably no, not
Mm,
because
yeah.
she she's not able to take care of the animal.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice for you to have a little companion of an animal or something. Oh, what a sweet granny. So beautiful. I'm glad that she's got you guys helping her, talking with her, your team in Zaporizhia is like meeting with her and
About the optimism, you can see her smile, and despite everything she came through, this granny is very lovely and optimistic person. She still knows how to smile.
yeah. And this is unusual thing too, because I know, this a smiley person is very American. This is not normal in other parts of the world. We're like it's like smiling all the time, and it was very funny because like when I go to other countries in Europe, they're like, you look like an idiot." I'm like, I can't help it. I'm American. That's what we do. But she's smiling. It's which shows that true, sweet optimism in her heart. Oh, well, look at the difference you guys are making. She feels loved, she feels cared for, she feels seen because there are people like you guys who are making donations that are getting her fed and bringing these services to her. And it could not happen without you guys making donations. So I thank you, Yvonne. Thanks you, and the grannies. Thank you. This little cutie for sure. Oh my gosh. I feel like I look at her and I said, that's going to be me when I'm 90 something. Hopefully I make it that long, you know?
I have a question. I should ask everyone who is there and who is with us, either my friend on Facebook or the member of Candles for Grannies group. I would love to ask you to share the information about our activity among your friends, because the last week was a little bit faulty, a little bit. It wasn't disgusting, but I expected a little bit more. And this one isn't perfect so far. We still have a couple of days, but anyway, any widening of the information, it would be good.
Yeah. Any donation, if we want to let me put up the ways that they can donate to directly to you. Do you have that? Do you have the ways that they can donate? Oh, I think it's on your,
On
oh,
my
okay.
Facebook, everywhere.
Love which says she'll put it up. So this is a thing that you can always find on your Facebook, of course, to ways to donate directly to you. But when you make a donation here, it's the same. You're getting a reading, but you can also make donations and share. If you share, listen, share Tarot for Kindness with your friends, because if we have more people showing up and we do more readings, we can raise more money and help more seniors in Ukraine. So that will work. And if you want to make a direct donation, this is, as Lovewitch has put up, here's Yvonne's PayPal for direct donations. It's Yvonne Subotin 1983 at Gmail. You can go to PayPal and make a donation to Yvonne there, and then that will go, and any amount. I mean, if maybe it's $5, maybe it's not, you don't, it's a little bit, but those little bits add up, so don't feel like sometimes people feel like, well, gosh, I don't have $100 or $500 to donate. But even if everybody, if there's other ways that you can help, even besides making a huge donation, invite people to come to Tarot for Kindness, share this video. If you have a following somewhere, share this video on your social media. That's
Probably with explanations,
yeah.
it would help.
Just tell them it's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern, and 5 a.m. Kiev time.
Well, not 5 a.m. this time.
I'm glad like, Yvonne, first of all, number one, I'm glad you're okay, because it did cross my mind. Oh, Hannah says, you've inspired my friend and I to use our own talents to help. Every little bit counts. Yeah. I mean, listen, this whole thing happened because I was like, what can we do to raise money? I'm like, we can do this, right? I've done lots of things that are fundraisers. We had candles that we were selling. We still have our Baba Yaga, Blessings of Baba Yaga candle that we're selling to raise funds. I have to give you that donation. I don't even know what it is. I have to see how many we sold, but anytime, I just think of different things that I can do to raise money. You guys could do a bake sale to raise money. You guys could do anything to raise money. And then you can just send it directly over to Yvonne so that, they get fed. So do a thing. If you can't donate, like I said, if you can't donate, you could find a way to raise money, or you could invite people to come over here, or you could invite people to follow Yvonne. That's another thing you can do. Follow Yvonne and like his post, because that's a whole other thing. Like, I think about this, when, like people are like, how can I help Ukraine? And how can I help Ukrainians? I'm like, find Ukrainian accounts, follow them, like them, share that with them, comment on them. Those things help, because those things help in the algorithm so that other people can find it, right? The more people that are liking something, the more these, social media things pay attention. When a lot of people like something, it's spread out everywhere. So you never know what they're going to pick up. Like, I had one video recently that was, for me, it wasn't even my video. It was a video I saw of this beautiful, amazing Senegalese ritual where there was this dancer dressed in these beautiful long leaves, and you couldn't even see the dancer. It was like, what it was like is kind of like Malanka, great, where people dress up, right? So so this guy was dancing, and it was so beautiful. It's in Africa. It's nothing to do with me, but it's beautiful. It's magical. It's super magical. It's beautiful. It's animism, which I'm an animist. I posted it. It got picked up by the algorithm because a lot of people liked it and were commenting on it. And then I got all kinds of other people seeing it that weren't followers of mine. So what I'm saying is, you can make a difference for Ukrainian creators by liking, following, commenting, sharing, all of those things. It also makes people in Ukraine feel seen. I think that's one. I don't know. Maybe you tell me, Yvonne, but I think that when we're struggling and we're going through something horrific, the fact that we have someone that sees us and is saying, I'm with you, I support you, I care about you, I'm holding your hand. I can't be there with you, but I can stand with you.
This is unbelievably supporting, of course.
I mean, we can't go there and, drown Putin, but we can support you and be there with you and say we see you. When you're going through something, yeah, that got nearly 70,000 views on a video that wasn't even mine, that I just shared because I thought it was beautiful and amazing. So that's why there's power in you liking, sharing, and following people. And when you follow Ukrainian accounts, and if you want to find beautiful Ukrainian accounts, first you can start with Ivan, who's on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram, and you can find him over there. He's Ivan Subotin 1983. You can follow him at Silent Shelters on YouTube. You can follow him on Facebook, and we're giving you the link to follow him on Facebook. But follow, like, and share his post, because this is the thing that helps other people find these things. And this is almost like the butterfly effect. You know about the butterfly effect? I'm sure you know, Yvonne, right?
Oh, of course.
A
This is one of
butterfly,
my favorite effects in the world.
a little butterfly flaps its wings across the world, and a hurricane starts over here. The small action may have a huge effect, right? And so you don't know when
Somewhere
you
and
share.
sometimes.
Exactly. You don't know when you share how that's going to positively affect people's lives. So that's why these are things that you can do that are very low effort but can have very big impact. It does. How hard is it to follow somebody? You push a button. How hard is it to put a little blue heart and a yellow heart on something? It's not hard at all. So you can follow Ukrainian creators, and Ivan certainly is one of them. But I have, if you look at especially in my Instagram, all the people that I'm following, you'll find a lot of great Ukrainian organizations, creators, artists, dancers, musicians, all kinds of creative people that are costume people, historical people, people that are creating hatinki, that they're creating these little old houses, some making a little house, some making a real one from scratch. I mean, it's like all kinds of interesting things that are happening and have been happening in Ukraine, even during wartime. And you can see people, and it doesn't have to be awful images of war. I mean, I see these things because I want to know what's going on. I don't dwell on them, but you can follow accounts that are simply beautiful creators who are expressing themselves or showing what people are going through their art or other things. So it can be, it doesn't have to be ugly images of death. It can be beautiful images. People saving animals. That's my favorite. People saving animals is my favorite. People rescuing the animals in Ukraine, and soldiers with their little puppies and little kittens. That's my thing. I love that. So
Someone scanned QR code about 5 minutes ago.
yes, and anybody, if you are doing a reading, we're going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. If you want a reading, it's your last chance. And if you scan the code and you wanted to, and you made a donation, go ahead and put in the chat so we know what you did and how many cards and what your question is. Go ahead and put it in chat. Oh, and if you want a full length reading with me in private, maybe you have private questions and you don't want to put them out
Do
here.
you want to share with me? I understand this. Yeah, I shouldn't know everything.
Yvonne, plug your ears, put your fingers in your ears, and then we'll do the reading. So if you want a private reading, or you want something more in depth, or you want to have it, just you and me, we can absolutely do that. Not only do I do readings at the Parlor of Wonders, but we have amazing wonderful group of readers, including the Love Witch. We have Onareo. We have Miss Kelly, who does astrological charts. We have Romy Bow, we have Chelsea the Oracle Bomb. We've got all kinds of readers. Did I say everybody? I think I got everybody in there. Oh, B, we got B too. We've got all these wonderful readers at the Parlor of Wonders. So if you want a reading with me, or maybe you want to try somebody else, we're all here for you. We can do a reading for you. It's all available. And by the way, if you are in the coven and you are a VIP witch, you get a 30-minute session with me once a month. Hey, join the coven and you could have a reading with me one-on-one via Zoom, phone, WhatsApp, whatever you want to do. I have to get WhatsApp up there. I've been doing some WhatsApp reading for some of my clients in other countries. That's easier for them. So yes, you can join the coven and get a 30-minute reading once a month with me. We could look over all that's going on in your life, the month ahead, anything you want to do. So wonderful. All right. So if anybody has the last reading, oh, there we go, Maria. Thank you, Maria. I made a $20 donation. It's my 40th birthday next week. Happy birthday, Leo. Cutie little Leo. 40th birthday next week. And I wanted to see if the cards have anything to say going into this next chapter. Oh my gosh. I did the cutest. To me, it was the cutest Leo posting on my Instagram. I posted a little video clip of the Cowardly Lion from A Wizard of Oz. He's the most adorable. He was always my favorite, Cowardly Lion. So cute. And yeah, you can see that little clip. And I said, this is Leo season. All the cutie little Leos out there. You're not cowardly lions, you're brave lions, but he's the cutest lion I know. All right, let's see. Thank you so much, Maria. Okay. All righty. Let's see what's ahead for your new chapter. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. This is going to be a year of enlightenment for you, and it's also a year of magic for you. I get the sense. First card that came up is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords have lots of meanings in it, but what I'm picking up for you is really about this idea of getting what you want this year. As you move into this new chapter, this new decade, the decade I call this 40s, your queen decade. This is your queen decade. You're moving into your power. How in my 40s were amazing, by the way. My 50s were amazing. My 60s are going to be amazing. But it's like you become more yourself in your 40s. It's pretty cool. So as we watch this transition going in, I think this is going to be a year, a decade, a year of you asking for what it is that you want. Now, when I say asking for what it is that you want, I do mean about asking for what it is that you want out in the world. Like when you want that thing, ask for that thing. Don't be shy. Don't wait for someone to read your mind or figure it out for you. Just say, I want that thing. I'd like that. How do I get that? Right? Just say it. Because remember, swords are about thoughts, ideas, and communication. So this is really about that. Now, the other thing that I see with Seven of Swords is this. It's not just about asking for what it is that you want out there. It's also about asking the universe for what it is that you want. So the message is for you, you can have anything you want in this year and in this decade that's coming up. What do you want? Start asking the universe for what it is that you want. Start asking the universe. I would like, this kind of career. I'd like this kind of life. I'd like this kind of relationship. I'd like this kind of income. I'd like this kind of feeling inside of me. It could be anything. I want to feel this way. I want to have lots of great friendships. I want to have this. Whatever it is that you're wanting, ask for it. Ask for it out there and ask for it up there and pull it toward you because you can manifest those things. Now, the other thing that I see for you is this year and this decade, as we begin this decade, is going to be about enlightenment. Because look at the Hanged Man card. The Hanged Man card is showing the god Odin. So in Norse mythology, the god Odin was the curious one. He wanted to have all the knowledge, all the spiritual knowledge. He wanted to know everything that was going on, right? So the hanged one, as it's called here, the hanged man, is about you opening up your consciousness, right? In the story of Odin, he hangs on a tree and he looks down at a pool. He hangs on the world tree and looks down at the pool at the bottom because he wants to know what the runes are and wants to understand the runes. So the Norns, who were the three old women who understood these older spirits, understood the runes, but the gods, Asgard, the gods didn't know the runes. They didn't understand it. It's too beyond them, right? But Odin was curious. He's like, I want to know what these runes are about and I want to learn them. So he hung on that tree for 9 days, and at the end of 9 days he received the enlightenment. So what I see for you, Maria, is this is going to be a year of spiritual enlightenment, and so I see this as a very deeply magical year. You're asking for and receiving what it is that you want, and you're opening up your consciousness. You're opening up your spiritual awareness. That's what this halo is around his head, is that spiritual awakening and that spiritual consciousness. So this is going to be a profound year for you as you're going in there. It's really cool. Amazing things happening for you this year. I see it. So I love it. All right. Yes. And if you would like to learn tarot from Madam Pamita, you can. Thank you, Buchanan, for making that cool little QR code. If you'd like to learn tarot with me, we have beginning series, advanced series, and professional series. Beginning series starts October 8th. It's a 5-week-long series. You will start reading from the first class. You will start to be able to read tarot cards. So if you have wanted to learn how to read tarot, but have never really had it click for you, come to this class. Everybody who comes to this class starts reading from day one. You will start reading from day one and you will start to feel confident and you will get lots of practice with other students. It's a great time. We have a lot of fun, a lot of laughing in my tarot class, a lot of fun in my tarot class. Very supportive, very loving. Oh, Maria says, "Дякую for the lovely reading, and Yvonne for the amazing work you do." Oh, thank you so much, Maria. I think this is going to be an amazing year for you. Excited for your birthday. Happy, happy birthday. Have an amazing birthday. And ask the universe for what you want and get what you want. And also open up to that enlightenment. All right, everybody. I'm running out of steam myself. 2 hours of readings. I'm ready for having a glass of water, actually, more than anything else. Glass of water and then some rest and relaxation. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for coming in and joining us. Let's see what our total is for the day. I think we had a good total.
180.
Oh, you're so smart. 180. Thank you so much. 180. We'll be sending that means we have 4.5 grannies, right?
Mm-hmm.
4.5. That's pretty good. That's almost a half a day's worth of grannies. Usually you like to do 10 a day, don't you?
No, it depends on the day, of course. It can be 3, it can be 10, it can be even 15 sometimes.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. I can add only, guys, let's unite even more that we've done at the moment to make even more difference. Because it's not a problem to find some new people, because people in need there here in Ukraine, it's a very big number. And actually, I'm going to introduce a new couple today. because my colleague in Zaporizhia found a new couple in need, and we're going to visit them. We just couldn't pass through, and there will be new people in our report.
Oh, I love that. And thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you're okay. I'm glad you slept, and I'm glad your tooth is doing well.
I'm not too glad with it.
Well, you missed all the fun in the beginning. So you have FOMO. You know what FOMO is?
FOMO, it's something familiar, but
Yes.
I'm afraid I forgot
So
about the
it's
meaning.
FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah,
So you have a fear of missing out.
definitely.
You missed out on all the fun today. So you have prior FOMO. Don't have FOMO. You have to show up to have the fun with us.
I will adjust my alarm clock, and I will figure out what happened. And next Thursday or Wednesday in the United States, I am here, no doubts.
Okay, I'll hold my breath. If you don't show up, I'm gonna not have any oxygen.
You have to call me. I will have my sound on
I'm
just
not,
to
I'm
secure.
not gonna call you. You know, what if you and your wife are like feeling romantic that morning or something?
No, every night before the stream, I sleep in the different room.
Oh, okay. So you don't wake her up. I
So I
understand.
take it very seriously. You have to understand this.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got some rest. Please tell Denny and Yulia I said hello and send my love. I send my love to you and I send my love to all your grannies. Of course, we all do. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much, Yvonne. I'm glad you're okay and everything's well. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you guys next week, too. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for your donations. You're making a huge difference in the lives of these seniors in Ukraine. And we just both thank you very, very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, you
Thank you,
guys.
and till very soon.
See you next week.